Hello, this is William Demps from BET Season 7 Sunday Best, and you're tuned into Gospel Goodies TV.
Gospel Goodies.
Gospel Goodies. Gospel Goodies.
This is Gospel Goodies.
My Sunday Best experience was a long journey. I reside in Seattle, Washington, but took a trip all the way to Atlanta, Georgia to be a part of the auditions, and it was an amazing experience. I had to travel all the way to Atlanta because that was pretty much the nearest market that I can make it to, sort of in that time frame. But it was pretty cool. Met a lot of great people, and the experience was pretty long. We started at about 5 in the morning and went all the way to about 2:30 in the afternoon. The best part about the whole experience for me was meeting some incredible people. A lot of my Sunday Best Season 7 family I still contact. We stay in contact. Some of us talk almost every day. Just got a chance to see my brother Jeffrey Golden, which I was able to do some writing for on his latest record, Kingdom Live, which is the song that I wrote. It's the title cut. And so we stay in contact, so it was a great experience being able to connect with all of the people that were a part of that season, because some great relationships have come out of it. I've been writing for a lot of other artists, such as Jeffrey Golden with RCA, Crystal Aiken, which is the first season winner. Also wrote something for Vashawn Mitchell's last record. I was tapped into it a little bit before Sunday Best, but I think the Sunday Best opportunity sort of opened up the door a little wider. And so I definitely appreciate that platform because it introduced me to so many great people, the other contestants, but not only the other contestants, a lot of the other industry people that I met, the producers and other artists came knocking on my door for different opportunities. And one thing I tell people is you have to stay faithful, because in being faithful and doing whatever God has given you to do, when opportunities come about, you'll be ready. And so prior to the show, I had been recording and demoing material. And so once people start asking and hearing some of the things that I had done, I was ready to go. Have some new music that is coming out, but I have 2 singles that are available right now on iTunes entitled Seize the Moment, which is very special to me because it's all about, the song is all about taking advantage of every moment that God gives you, the good, the bad, and the ugly, knowing that He's the one that gives us the power to overcome. You know, it's Christ in us, the hope of glory. And so that song is all about taking advantage, defining the moment, and not allowing the moment to define you. And so I had that song, and then another song entitled Trust in You, which was written by stellar and Grammy Award winning Percy Beatty, which is a big brother to me. And so that's also available, and came at a critical time in my life when my father was taken on to be with the Lord, and I transitioned actually into a greater place in ministry. I serve as the assistant pastor at the Paradise of Praise ministry in Seattle, Washington. Woo-hoo-hoo. And so if you ever get to Seattle, you got to come by Paradise of Praise, and you can check us out on www.paradiseofpraise.org. I grew up in the church, but I tell people you can grow up in the church but be so far away from the church. And I think my experience, my conversion experience really happened at the moment where my parents really began to step into a new place in ministry as pastors. And I saw how committed they were. I always sung in the choir, was a part of Sunshine Band and all these different youth activities in my church. When I saw them one day, I came home from school, I say it like this, and my dad had moved, he had turned the dining room into a church. So he had bought chairs from Costco, and we already had a lot of musical equipment and pretty much set up this room for church. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? But as we begin to have our services and as God just began to develop the vision, people's lives were being changed, and we went from there to a community center, from a community center to a church building, and lives, I mean, hundreds of lives have been changed. And so seeing their commitment to God really transformed my experience from just being a church boy to really being a believer for myself and knowing Christ for myself. I think one of the biggest defining moments for me, because I accepted my call to the word ministry at 14 years old, and I was still obviously staying with my parents and under their watchful eyes. But when I moved out, come on somebody, for some of us it's college, some of us we move out, we start working, and for me, I moved out, started my own business, and in that season of my life, that was the defining moment, because it wasn't about mom and dad saying, come on to church. It wasn't about anybody telling me what to do. It was about what's inside of you that is keeping you connected to this Christ experience, And what I realized is that there was really a relationship that I had with God, because when I wanted to do the crazy stuff, I couldn't get too far. And let me say this, I wasn't perfect. Come on, somebody. But thank God for the presence, his presence, which, it pulls us back. And the conviction of the Holy Spirit, constantly let me know that you're better than some of these decisions that either you're thinking about making or want to make or have made, And so the defining moment was being in a space where there was nobody else but me and God, and realizing that I was hearing his voice. I understood my call, and I could not ignore it. I had to respond to it, and all those moments weren't perfect, but I had to learn how to trust his voice and make it all about him. I would love for you all to follow me on Instagram. You can follow me at William D for my last name, which is Demps, SB7. Come connect with me. That is the same thing for Twitter. Again, it's William D SB7. Let's connect on Facebook. It's just facebook.com/William Demps. Let's connect. I would love to come to your city. Let's have a good time. I'm just a worshiper. I like to have praise parties, and I want to do it with you.